Alright guys, welcome back to Son of Scotland TV. Now obviously this is quite out of date and we all know by now. If you don't know, then what fucking rock have you been living under? Have you overdosed on Iron Brew? I don't know what you've been doing, but Scotland have qualified for the Euros, and I did make a video about this on my joint channel, which is Fog Football. If you're not subscribed, then what are you waiting for? Go and subscribe to it. Like I said, Fog Football, F-O-G Football. So make sure you go and subscribe to that. It's a joint channel that I have with Gaming Jesus. But I wanted to get something up on my own channel. So this is just a quick video to obviously talk about the fact that Scotland have qualified for the Euros. Now, I'm not going to go in depth to the game because I've already talked about the game, like I said, on the other video. But I just want to give a quick shout out to Steve Clarke, first of all, first Scotland manager to get us to a national tournament, international major tournament in 23 years. Fair play to him. Fair play to the players. A lot of them showed a lot of commitment, a lot of passion, a lot of fight, and that's what I want to see. I can accept us not having the best players, the most technical gifted players, the fastest players, the strongest players. I can accept that, but it's when players are not trying, when players are not playing for the shirt, when players are not playing for their country, that's what I cannot accept. But I've got no complaints. They were great, and in the end, I felt like we thoroughly deserved to beat Serbia. Albeit in the extra half we didn't do much. We kind of just hung on, to be fair. Serbia did look the better team in the extra time period, but overall I think we deserved to go through. And now we will be in a group with England, Croatia and Czech Republic. We've got two of the games at Hampden. The Czech Republic and Croatia games will be at Hampden, and then we'll be playing England at Wembley. Now keep in mind, in this 2014 Euro, four out of the six groups, the third place team will also go through. So I think we've got a really, really good chance of making, I don't want to get too carried away, but I think we've got a really, really good chance of making the last 16 at least, just based on the fact that one win will probably be enough to get us through. One win will probably be enough. Anything more than a win, I can't see you not getting through. Like 4 points will definitely take you through, just based on the new format. Speaking of the new format, I'm not a massive fan of it. Yes, it's great that we've qualified, but I just feel like this whole League Nations, I feel like it's like a backdoor entry system, and I'm not a big fan of it. If you look at Northern Ireland, for example, they got into the semi-finals of a playoff place, even though in their qualification campaign they didn't finish in the top two, and then in their the League Nations, their League Nations group, they didn't even win a game. They finished dead last, but because the two teams in their group had already qualified, Northern Ireland were offered a playoff spot, albeit in the end they lost the final to Slovakia. But in an example like that, I mean, how the hell did they deserve it? They didn't. And albeit, yeah, I thought we played well against Serbia. Do we really deserve to be at the Euros? I would just prefer to go down to 16 teams again. I don't want to be negative, but I just think it dilutes the tournament. You've got North Macedonia at the Euros. Now, I wouldn't mind if North Macedonia qualified on merit. Fair play to them. But they didn't. And the new format is basically ensuring that you're going to get at least one really, really small nation in each European tournament going forward. And I guess it's good for those small teams, but for me, it's not what I want to see. When I get to if Scotland get to the Euros, I want to see them against the best teams in the world. I don't want to see Scotland get to Euros and play North Macedonia. That's a qualifying game. That's a qualifying standard. To me, that's not what we should be seeing at the Euros. So, a lot of Scots are happy about the new format with 24 teams because it gives us a better chance of qualifying. To me, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it. I preferred it when it was 16 teams. It's just too easy to qualify. I would rather, if we're not good enough to qualify, we're not good enough to qualify. I do prefer it just being the 16 teams. And there is talk about expanding. There's always talk of expanding the World Cup, but they have spoke recently about expanding the World Cup to 48 teams, and to me, that would just be a really, really bad route to go down. It would be free. It would be, It would be groups of three and it would be the top 2 going through. I mean, come on. Can you imagine some of those groups and you got 2 out of the 3 going through? It just wouldn't make any sense to me. So yes, I'm happy that we're at the Euros. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And I think I've got a decent chance of going far, but I can't see them changing this, but I wouldn't mind if they went back to the old system. I think Scotland are good enough. I mean, you look at the Euros, if 16 teams are qualifying, you can make a case that if you take away the host, it's going to be the 15 best European teams that qualify. I think you can make a very good case that Scotland are in the 15 best European national teams. I mean, if we're not in the top 15, we're not far from it. So I think Scotland are at the stage now where I genuinely believe that we could qualify on merit. I don't think we need this League Nations or whatever. And when we get the qualifying campaign for the World Cup, I think we've got a solid chance, albeit it does depend on the group, but I think we've got a good chance of, no matter who we get in the group, I think we've got a good chance of finishing top 2. I don't think we need these backdoor, loopholes to try and qualify for tournaments. That's just my opinion. I don't really agree with it. I don't really like it. But it's available. All the teams have it offered to them, and let's be real, I believe that's how Northern Ireland and Ireland qualified last year. They qualified because obviously there was more spots. When Wales qualified, I think they qualified Wales might have won their group for the last Euro, so I could be talking shite, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe Northern Ireland won their group as well. To be honest, I can't remember, but I guess we'll take advantage of it while it's there. Like I said, delighted Scotland are in it. But I just wish it would go back to 16 teams, because I think we're good enough to qualify without, 24 teams. Do we really need the 8 extra? I don't think so. It would be like expanding the Champions League, and you've got like lesser teams qualifying for. To me, I don't know. I just don't like it. To me, it devalues the competition, and I don't want to see it devalue. I want to see Scotland qualifying and playing the best teams. I don't want to see Scotland, getting there and it's like, well, it's not that special to get there, Scotland, because North Macedonia also got there. Do you know what I mean? Do you know where I'm coming from? So that's my opinion on that. But overall, Scotland are through. Happy with that. Maybe I'll make a video on the 23-man squad that I would take. I just wouldn't. I'll put it out there straight away. I would not take McBurney. I think the guy's a waste of a shirt, but Steve Clarke seems to stick with him. Why? I don't really know. Who knows? Maybe Ollie McBurney's got dirt on Steve Clarke. Maybe he's going to expose him if he doesn't get picked. That's the only thing that would make sense at the moment. Will there be any will people come out of retirement for this? Maybe, perhaps. Maybe Scott Brown. Maybe he's got one more run. Who knows? Anyway, guys, that's it. Scotland are qualified. It was absolutely great, and I delighted. Even though if I did take me about 6 days to upload a video about it. But anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time. Peace.